In response to a vast array of choice, we created the Emerging Trends series to curate new technologies and trends in ceramics, specifically for interior designers. This is the fourth in our series of breakfast workshop briefings. This morning it is all about tile trends. Myself and my team have been travelling Europe and the world, buying and sourcing and exploring the various aspects of the ceramic tile market. We'd like to share that with you and try and break that down. So for the annual Italian Tile Fair in Bologna, we invited Taylor House to use a fresh and independent eye. We chose Taylor House for this particular series because of their huge experience and track record in the residential interior design market.
Emerging trends that are coming out from our recent visit to Bologna. The trends we're looking at were all about texture, mosaics, amazing contrasts, luxury materials. We realised when we've gone there is that there's a wealth of information at our fingertips here in London.
The trends that have emerged this year are driven by and led by nature, natural materials, whether it's timber or glass or metal and stone. But in every sense, the innovation and technology that's been used to develop these man-made products has been quite outstanding in terms of the execution, the usability.
You can see how the technology has taken what is a good idea and turned it into almost like a perfect product.
I have never seen so much ceramic wood tiles in my entire life. It's where the industry had decided this year was going. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Whole rooms tiled in ceramic wood. Come on, you know it makes sense. The reason why there are so many timbers is completely based around technology. Very, very finely ground mineral ore is then fired into the tile.
So we're going to be looking at using that in a kitchen and then taking it out as the decking outside.
There's no issues with the material if it's in an area then where it's very hot and very cold. It won't swell, it won't breathe. It's an inert material.
Funky, urban, sort of Tribeca style, industrial warehouse chic that's coming through. Vintage kind of looking ceramic tiles that look like wood, so amazing to use in domestic interiors and commercial interiors. So we felt that this was a really cool look.
This has opened our eyes to a whole new product range.
Helps that whole feeling that what you're standing on is wood, whereas you're really standing on porcelain. And that overall look was extremely appealing.
Texture and relief originates from the stone industry and the 3D manipulation of a surface.
You're breaking up what sometimes can be a very big expanse of ceramics, and how you break that up and getting some depth and some relief, I think, in the interiors. For us, it's texture is a big thing. Certainly I had always thought ceramic, and I just thought flat, and it completely changed my mind on that.
I think it's bringing ceramics back to their sort of heyday.
Big trend coming forward for fossils, semi-precious stones. Again, what you're going to see is more of that coming out in the ceramic form in the next couple of years, I think.
Ceramics were traditionally and historically associated with colour, texture, design and pattern.
It's the perfect tile to sit, again, with a lot of the big format mats. It's shiny and dull. It's kind of got that juxtaposition going on I really like.
Metallic always provides a luxury accent to interior schemes, and there was a very nice emergence of gilt and gold tiles.
Embossing, again, was a big trend, and this was one of the best that we saw. I think that's high-end retail, residential, commercial. It's almost doing ceramic and stone as art, and I think that's a really interesting thing.
There's quite a refreshing return now to the more decorative nature of the product, which is very satisfying. The patchwork trend is probably the most exciting group that's been emerging this year.
Almost thinking about having ceramics as carpets, as rugs.
Strong material and fabric origination, beautiful use of colour, wonderful groupings of patterns that can be used very bravely.
If you're going for something like this, obviously the rest of the design has got to be quite simple. You know, if you're doing a simple shaker kitchen, you know, I think this would look fabulous. Interiors moving forward, we're looking more for kind of heritage pieces, something that we kind of associate and feel comfortable with.
The new Pietre Incise designed range called Azulej. It's a copy of traditional encaustic manufacturing, which is a traditional cementitious version of making a tile. Gouged out, inlaid pattern in different coloured clay. Some of the patterns are more geometric, some of them are softer and more floral. This is a modern porcelain version of it, but harking back to those traditional themes. It's absolutely beautiful.
Metro tile's long been an influence for ceramic tile, traditional ceramic tile production. The subway style tile has been really elegantly updated in terms of its format, colour scheme, and is a very welcome addition for kitchens and bathrooms.
What we felt coming through was a kind of a softness in kitchens, so very much going for that kind of Connecticut, New England kind of style that we love.
The honing of the surface just makes it a much more contemporary look.
We're mixing actually two trends here, so we've got texture and relief, and then we've got the subway tile format as well. And I think it is perfect for kitchens. So they've got that kind of 3D dimension going on. And for us, that looked really exciting and interesting. The mosaics were spectacular. We love mosaics at Taylor House. You can just do anything you want with it. There is no limit about what you can do with a mosaic. Again, you don't need acres and acres of it. We actually use it often just in a shower. That can add some real glamour, I think.
This is designed by Tokujin Yoshioka, an extraordinary design visionary. First time he's ever worked in ceramics. He delights in all things very natural.
Working with a variety of different materials. Sicis, working with golds, mother of pearl, mirror, stone. I mean, the panels that they had at the show were exquisite. And geometric patterns, very strong trend. And again, it was a softness of colour, you know, there was no strong, dramatic colour. And I think that's right. I think everything just needs a little softening at the moment.
One of the issues with tiles has been through the development of the industrial production. Everything's become a bit samey, everything's become a bit plain. There's a real return to retro style, texture and fabric, and that's really been a game changer in terms of the visual effect of ceramic materials. Designers who come to these events want to know how they can get the look without spending a fortune.
Really good insight into the world of tiles and stones.
Great to hear people from the industry who, instead of just being tile people, design-orientated people going out to Bologna.
As a designer, you have a rather limited view of that, and I think it really very much enlarged our knowledge and excited us.
Giving us great ideas, what's coming along down the road, maybe for next season, etc. So, tremendous.
I think workshops are a great way of just taking a few hours out of your busy schedule to be creative, to really open your mind to new suppliers, to new products.
I mean, we know we're stuck in an office most of the time, full on with projects. To get an introduction to what's coming up and what's new has just put us, well, months ahead of ourselves, in fact, actually. It's very worthwhile.